Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Let's start up the class now. क्या बोला? ध्यान रखा है। Okay. So, hope you have already seen yesterday's recording session. Okay. So yesterday, what we did is nothing but we have configured the backup for our EC2 instance. So just I will give you the brief. So how we have configured and all. So log into an Azure portal, and first what we did, we created a virtual machines. So these are the two virtual machines, which is called as test01 and test02. So by clicking here on the virtual machine, backup plus disaster recovery, under backup and disaster recovery, we have an option called as backups. So here we have enabled the backup so that the backup started working. And for the backup, we require a recovery service vault that we need to create. Or at the first, for the first time, we can create from here, or else we can go. Oh, sorry, I am not presenting it, right? Yes, yes. Sorry, I'm present. I will present now. No display, sir. Okay, right. Yeah. So the virtual machine, we have created two virtual machines. So click on the virtual machine. Here we have a backup plus disaster recovery. Under the backup plus disaster recovery, we'll click on backup. And at this point, we need to create our evolved. Okay. We have a daily backup policy, and we have all the risk has been included. And you can see here, like we can have a last 24 hours, the backup alert jobs was performed and pre-checks and last backup was done on yesterday. It said 11:05 p.m. It was the started time. So it won't mention you the ending time. It will only mention you the start time. Here you can mention it as a expire time. So till how many days we have a backup available. So as we kept only 7 days, so it will be taking as only a 7 days backup for now. Okay. So you can also configure backup from recovery service vault and go to recovery service vault. We have a vault over here. you can see backups. Go for backups. From here, you can also configure the backup. That is nothing but setup, configure backup. So once you click here, the backup configuration window will enable, and from here also you can configure your backup. Okay. Then backup items, it will display what are the servers or what are the storages which are getting backed up. So it's go for Azure virtual machine. It shows me that the 2 jobs has been passed and it has been last backup was successful. And here in this window only you will see the backup current jobs. What are the is there any backup jobs are running? Here you have a backup jobs. So it shows you that what are the backups has been performed and what are the backups has been successful. Is there any failed backup or what? If you have any errors, the errors will be get as a failed backup, and from here you can export your jobs and you can verify it, validate it. Okay, so this is what we done yesterday. So and also we have configured a policy called as backup policy. So under the backup policies, we have configured a daily VM backup that is called as this is daily VM backup. So these backup policy is by defaultly there we have modified some settings like frequency changes. So instance restore. So recovery snapshot we have kept for 7 days. So till 7 days we will have a recovery snapshot. Okay. So this is a policy which we have created, and as I see that my backups has been successfully deployed or successfully launched or successfully completed. Backup items, virtual machine. Right. So our concept is nothing but now we will be going to delete the backup. Sorry, we are going to delete the virtual machine and we will be restoring it back by using a recovery, by using a backup. So we have selected this one. Okay, go to my test 01 and select as delete. Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello,
Yeah, why?
sir. In AWS, we were taking backup either through the snapshot or through AMI. Over here, we are doing with eVault. It is same thing. Like
No, not like that. In AWS also we configure the backups, right?
we configured, but we were deleting the EC2 instance and recovering back through snapshots, right? Over here, you're deleting VMs, virtual machines, and get recovering through the backups.
Yeah, that we also did in AWS also, right?
That was only through backup policy.
No, in AWS also, what we did, we have configured the backup, we have deleted the virtual machines, sorry, instance, and then we have restored it.
Right.
The same thing also we are doing it here. But here also we are using an eval to restore the backup.
Okay.
So it's we are using a recovery point from where we are restoring it. The same thing which we already did in AWS also.
All right. So okay.
Yeah, test 01 is not there now. We need to restore it from the. If you can see the backup, we are still showing as Azure virtual machines. Two virtual machines are getting backed up. Go for view details. You have options called as backup now, restore VM, file recovery, and you can say stop backup. So I am not recovering any file. So I am using a restoring a VM, an entire VM. Select on restore VM. So here we need to select a restore point first. So restore point is the snapshot or the last backup which has been performed successfully. So I will select this as my restore point. So at this point, the last backup, this was the last backup which has been successfully completed. So from here, it will start and restore my virtual machine. Yeah. Now you can see restoration configuration. There are two options. One is called as create new and replace existing. So I don't have an existing VM, so I cannot select the restore existing. Means restore existing means already if I done any modifications on my, if for example let me take there is some application changes. Before making application changes, I have taken a backup. Okay. After some time, after making some changes, the application team feel that they don't know what the changes they have made, so they want the entire VM which was there at previous time, which was running at first before applying any changes. So they will ask us to replace the virtual machine, so that the contents which has been made, which has been modified, will be override. So that in that case we will be using a replace an existing, but here we don't have a replacement. To do the replacement, like we have deleted the virtual machine, so that's the reason we will use a create new. Okay. Restoration type, create new virtual machine, or you want to restore a particular disk, you can select a particular disk. And virtual machine name, you can give any name. I will be giving as test 001 minus restore. Okay. So resource group, and you need to select your virtual network and your subnet and strategic location. So here I can select anything like VNet Central or hmm. location where your hard disk will be stored. So standard LRS, local local reliable storage, say restore. Restoration job is under process. You can see here under backup jobs. You can see the operation called as restore in process. If it is get failed, it will give you the error message here itself. You can see we don't have a public IP here. Yeah. So we are restoring it, but still public IP is not yet assigned. Yeah. And create some folders or some data on your user profile. Then you take the backup of that virtual machine. Then you delete that virtual machine and you restore it. The same virtual machine will be get restored. Okay, you can check in that way. So still you don't have a public IP address associated with this virtual machine. So I can see that virtual machine is up and running. So if you want to check how we can validate whether this virtual machine is the status, once you click on this, you go down and see uh, some option is there. Let me show you. Monitor. Yeah. Under help, connect and let's see we can connect it or not. So line of sign to a private IP address. Sorry. You don't have a network security group associated with this VM. So you have restored the VM, that's right, but you cannot able to access this VM because a network NSG network security group is not allowed. So you can go here in a network and say network settings. Private IP address 172.16.0.4 we have used as VNet Central or local network. Just see for network manager. That is another topology. Click on your interface, network interface. For network security group, no security group is associated here. To select any one security group and select add, save. So my now the network security group has been associated. Come back to your network configuration. To connect. Now you can see check for connections. Yes. So now it's ready to connect. Okay. So like this, you can restore your virtual machine from the if it is got deleted or if it has been deleted. So now, if to clear all your sessions, first of all, you need to stop your uh, backup data. Then only you can delete it. Until and unless you cannot clear the entire setup. Go to recovery service vault. Go to vault. Say go to backup items, virtual machine. Go for view details. Here you need to say stop backup first. So here you can select delete backup data. So it will delete your restore points. It's asking you to provide the name of a backup item. The backup item is test 001. Then you select why you are going to delete. So I need to provide the reason. So I will say stop backup. You can stop or you can resume the backups also. So once it is got stopped, you can also resume it back. It is stop backup. Delete backup data. Just to 0. Warning, backup was disabled. So we have disabled the backup. Okay. View details. We can undelete also. So we can recover back if it has been deleted. So now we will be see the restore point for the backup item has been deleted and retained in a soft deletion stage. So they will be deleted 2 minutes ago and will be available for 13 more days to recover, after which they will be permanently deleted. So by default, Microsoft will keep your data for another next 12 to 13 days. So after 13 days, it will delete permanently from the storage as well. So till that time, you can use this restore point to restore the VM, or you can use undelete of this data also. Now I want to remove my resources. Without removing the resources, we cannot delete. Click on it. Let us see what the error message we are getting if we are trying to delete a vault. Click on delete. So delete manually. Okay. First thing, seek permissions for multi-user authorities. So disable the soft delete and security features. Like you need to delete the soft deletes also. So how you can delete the soft deletes? Go to the settings. You need to enable this soft deletion was enabled. you need to disable this. Okay, security features also you need to disable this, and you need to save. Then step 2, stop backup and delete the cloud protection items. Okay. I need to go for backup items now. Here, first I need like the thing is like we need to first remove the soft deletes, but unfortunately we have not disabled the soft deletes. We have deleted the uh, backup item, so that's the reason it's went and stored in a stop deletes, and we will create it. We will undo from the undeleted item. So here stop backup is already disabled. Why? Because we have stopped the backup. Backup is disabled already. I need to delete the backup data now. Okay. I can see still restore point is available. Okay. Delete the backup data. This restore point need to be deleted until unless if the restore point is not deleted, you cannot delete the backup items. Still in process. Let's do the same for test 01 also. Sorry, 02 also. See, let's see. 01 is completed. Let's see. Yeah, it has been removed from backup item. You can see it has been removed from backup item. Why it was removed now? Previously, why it was not removed? Because previously, when we deleted the backup data, also it went and stored in a soft deletion. So that's the reason it has been not deleted. So we have disabled the soft deletion now. So soft deletion is not there. So that's the reason the backup item was permanently got deleted. So what else we need to do in first we seek via multi-user authentication. Okay, we have on rights disable soft deletes. So backup items is clear. So clear association of a servers and storage account. Servers and storage account, nothing is there. Disable replication for site. If it is their site replication, then clean up dependency related to site recovery replication, replicate items. Remove private endpoint connections if you have any private endpoint connections. I want this permanently delete this for it. So let's see. Yeah, now it also deleted now. Backup items are 0. Okay. Now it will delete your recovery vault. You need to make two things. First, you need to disable the soft deletion. Then you need to perform a resource delete, or means delete your backup items. Then you can delete the vault. So it has been successfully deleted. Close this and say refresh. We need not to delete any backup policies. Let's keep like that only. Yes. Now my recovery service fault is also clear. So in this way, you can clear your backup test environment. Let's go and discuss about Azure storages. Okay, so I will be starting in Azure storage in a two minutes. So if you have any doubts, then you can let me know. Okay, fine. Uh, so I'm going to stop this virtual machine for now. Okay, so let's have some my presentation. Azure storage account. So what do you mean by storage? Is nothing but this is a Azure service provider who is providing you a space to store huge amount of data on your cloud environment. So when you talk about in a storage you have uh, different types of storages. So in AWS also we discussed about and types of storages like can anyone name me the storages which we are learn in AWS? Can anyone, yeah, who is going to tell me about the AWS storage? Yes, I expected. Yes, why?
Yes, sir. It was S3 buckets, EBS volume, and
Hmm.
then we have also root 53.
Route 53 is a storage.
No, not root 53, sir. No, root 53 is what that is all about networking,
Right.
DNS.
S3 is there. Okay, I agree. S3 next.
EBS volume is also a part of that.
EBS volume is a part of that. So apart from that, okay, S3, I okay, I agree. S3 is one type of storage. So what is another type of storage?
Containers,
Yeah. Containers comes into an S3 bucket only, right?
yeah.
So I am asking different type of storages which we have discussed in our AWS, like S3 buckets, okay, and we have file storages, okay, and what Elastic Beanstalk, EFS, EBS, Elastic Blob Storage, and Elastic File Storage, right, and S3 bucket. So these are the few things which we have discussed in our S3. Okay, sorry, in our AWS. Okay. Here also we have different types of storages. EBS, right? Here also we have different types of storages. One is called as blob storage, file storage, queue storage, table storage, and disk storage. So we have Microsoft Azure provides you a 5 types of storage solutions. So which we are calling as Microsoft storage, so which stores your large amount of data. And whereas, like, if you can say, it works for unstructured data like documents and images, and the structured data like database. So for the database also, it stores your data, as well as it for unstructured document, that that is your images, that's your what you can say, documents, everything will be stored in a unstructured format. So that's unstructured format is nothing but your what you can say, uh, unstructured data. Right? So it stores huge amount of data, and we have 5 types of storages. One is called as a blob storage, file storage, queue storage, table storage, and disk storage. So we will be discussing one by one in our classes. So it's blob, table, file, queues, and disk. So hope you remember we also use an EFS elastic file system, and we copied some data from moved from data from one user to another user, and we have written some text files and all. That's we already did in our AWS environment. So we will do the same thing here in Azure environments also. So hope you remember the classes which we have done in our AWS. Okay, so just go through the classes so that you will have an idea which type of topic I'm going to tell you right now, so that you can go through it. You can see what is the differences between Azure and AWS. Okay, let's come to Azure blob storage. So, what is a blob storage? As you also seen, AWS Elastic Blob Storage. So, what does the Elastic Blob Storage will do in AWS? So, it stores your data, and in the form of, like, you can call as that is also a unstructured database, unstructured storage, and it stores your data like AWS blob storage. Elastic blob storage is also, it stores unstructured and structured data. So where here also we have Azure blob storage. So what are the Azure blob storage? So Microsoft blob storage is a Microsoft, it's called as object storage solution, means it will be stored in a form of object. Okay, so reason for storing in the form of object is nothing but it will be very easier for cost and management. Okay. Next, Azure Blob Storage is designed to store unstructured data such as like text, binary data, and media files, and is an ideal for applications that require storage for large data disks. So, like, okay, so the backup data, like evolved data, everything is also stored in your blob storage, and like as well as unstructured data, like text, binary, and media files. Sorry, it stores in your blob storage. So now blob storage are, there are 3 different types of blob storages. If you talk about a blob storage has a 3 different types of blob storages. One is called as blob blobs, appendant blobs, and paging blobs. So blobs is nothing but it's a text file, or you can call as binary, which is called as in the form of 0 and 1. So made up as a block of a data that can be managed individually, and they can store up to about 190.7 TB of data can be stored in a blobs type of storage. Okay, then we have appendant blob, so which is made for like to get your log information. Like if I want to get a virtual machine log, so I need to perform. If I need to perform a virtual machine log, then what I will do? So I will create a appendant blob, and I will assign that to my application, so that whenever the application is running, so it as a first time it will store your data into a local hard drives. Okay. So blocks, but optimized for appendant operation, ideal for scenarios such as your local data or virtual machine log information like S3 in a what will be happen in our S3. We used to create a bucket of S3, and we used to configure that S3 bucket for our logging purpose, so that a log file will be get generated and will be get stored. So in the same fashion here also, appendant block is also like act like as a one type of bucket which stores your only operational related data, and like logging information, who has logged in, who has logged off, everything. And it also stores your virtual machines information. So that is called as your appendant block. Then next is page blobs. So page blob stores the random access files up to 8 TB in a size, so used for virtual hard disk files, and serves as a disk for your virtual machines. So these page blobs are nothing but your you can call as your OS drive, or you can call it as your any drive which contains like it creates a virtual hard disk on your laptop or when on your server, then it is called as your virtual hard disk. Okay, so that virtual hard disk type is called as page blobs. And next is nothing but authentic types of tires. Tires is nothing but, what do you mean by tires? Subscription information. Tires are nothing but a subscription information. We have 4 different types, which is called as a premium, hot, cool, and archive. So you know about archive. Why? Because at the time of storage discussion, I have discussed about an archive. So what is archive? Archive is nothing but if the if you want to store the data more than number of days, like more than 365 days, then you will be going to archive a particular data, right? So that is called as your archiving. And cool, what do you mean by cool? So is for infrequent access data. So it will be get accessed, but not on a every time. So infrequently the data will be accessed, which is called as your cold storage or cold Azure storage data. And we have hot for frequently accessed. So and we have a plans, so which plan need to be assigned. So next is here, yes, Azure Blob Storage provide a comprehensive security and integration features, including right. So comprehensive security is nothing but whenever you are trying to access the data, data is very much important in our day-to-day life nowadays. So most of the cloud companies are defining their cloud infrastructure so that it can provide a good resources or good availability to the customers, those who are okay. Authentication with a Microsoft Entra ID, formerly used called as Azure Entra ID, or role-based access. So we can create a role-based accesses for your Azure blob storages, and encrypt and reset and advanced threat protection. So the data can be encrypted or encrypted and stored in the form of encrypted format, and immutable or warm storage for a policy-based access controller. So what do you mean by policy-based access controller? Like the data is stored in my cloud is nothing but my data is stored on a internet. So anyone can access or anyone can download the data. to overcome this thing, like we are using as a warm storage. So it's a policy based access. We can create a policy who want to access, who are not able to access this type of storage. And next is nothing but your blob storage can be accessed via HTTP and HTTPS from anywhere in the world using an Azure storage. Okay, reset API, Azure PowerShell, CLI, and Azure Storage Client Library. So it means that like by using a default URL of your Azure of your Azure storage, you can access your storage anywhere in the world. Okay. Yes, Nasim. Hello. Hello. Okay, I think it has been done by mistake. Okay. And client libraries are available for various languages like .NET, Java, Node.js, Python, and Go library. So it means that so these storage like it your Azure blob storage also provide an connectivity from .NET directly. A .NET application developer deploy their code directly to the cloud environment. So by from his local laptop or local machine, but it should be like it should be supported to your yeah. So it should be supported to your cloud environment. So cloud storage environment. Sorry. So it's nothing but it stores your data in the form of like .NET, Java, Node.js, Python. So it means that it can connect from any of the application. We can connect our Azure AD from any of the application. The thing is required is nothing but we need to provide an authentication. Okay, once we provide the authentication, we can connect anywhere from the globe. Okay. So and that is nothing but we can also use a .NET. Also, it's supportable for .NET, Java, Node.js, and Python. Uh, you can call as these are the software languages which have been supported in your storage. And client can securely connect using SSH file transfer protocol, that is called as SFTP. So it's nothing but file transport protocol, secure SSH file transport protocol. So and mount blob storage containers using the network file system, that is called as NFS 3.0. So you can also mount your network file system by using like NFS file system. Okay. So let's see, take some example here. I have my account and I have my containers. Containers are nothing but your folders. Okay. So under which I have placed an image which is called as your blob storage. Okay. So next about your file storage, this we will discuss tomorrow. Before that, we will go and create some storages and we will try to do some practical sessions. Okay. Yes. Storage accounts. You can see you have multiple options here: storage center, storage browser, storage movers, and storage account. So I'm selecting now as a storage sorry, storage center. I don't want to storage account. So if I click on storage account, it has been directly redirected me to storage center. Okay. I think this is a new feature which Microsoft is making a lot of changes to their environment. Yeah. So here they have introduced a storage center. So storage center is nothing but, see, you can see the dashboard. So storage account 1, disks are 4, SAN storage and storage mover. So everything is displaying you over the dashboard. Here you can come to which type of storage we are talking about. We are talking about object storage. You can see object storage and you can see file storage. Okay, so store in a storage center, we need to go with the storage accounts. So if I talk about storage accounts, you can see we have a blob storage. Okay. So it's showing me that I have created one storage account. Go for resources. You can see here I have used one storage account. I have created one storage account. So we will create another storage account also. Select the region. It's demo storage. You got the next demo. Still, this number is also there. Yes. It's showing me that a field can store only a lowercase. That is nothing but I need to use only a lowercase here between 3 to 24 characters. I think it has been occupied more space. Fine. I got this name. I am using as Asia Pacific, and here you can use a storage type. So if you click on storage type, you can see we have four types of storage, but that is called as Azure Blob Storage and Azure File Storage and Azure Tabs and Queues. Okay, so I currently for now I will be selecting as Azure Blob Storage. Okay, so next come to your performance. So there are two options. One is standard performance, another is called as a premium. If my application has a high dependency, high latency, then we can recommend to go with a premium plan. So if the so if you want a normal storage, then we can go with the standard one. And in a redundancy, we need to select which type of redundancy you require. Like as we have discussed earlier, we have a four types of redundancy. One is called as local within the group. Sorry, local redundancy is nothing but you will be storing the data locally, and geo redundancy is nothing but you are storing the data in a different geographical location, as well as zone redundancy is nothing but it stores your data from in multiple availability, zones. Okay, if I talk about zone redundancy, and we have geo zone redundant storage, where it is a combination of your zone redundant and GRS. So it combines both and give you the Geo one redundant storage. Okay, so I will be selecting as local for now. Nothing options. There are many options, but I won't select all the options. Simply, I will say review and create. Yeah, everything is fine. Let me create it. Deployment is in progress. Let it take some time. Yeah, done. Your deployment is completed. Just go to the resources that is called as your storage. Go for storage accounts. Yes, I got my storage, which is called as my demo lab. Yes. You have a storage browser, storage mover, data storage. If you can click on data storage, you can see you have multiple options that is called as tables, queues, file share, and containers. What we will do, we will go for the container. So it's a default container which is already created. So we'll be creating as add container, storage, demo. So here access level is disabled. So let's create. Container is nothing but a simple a folder. So click on the folder and now you try to upload one file. I will be uploading one file. Take this web port. Upload is done. Okay. So here you can change the tire options. Okay, let me show you. I will go for a particular file. So change the access level. So private, no anonymous access will allowed. So blob anonymous read access for blobs only. Containers, anonymous read access for the containers and blobs. So the access was not there. Now I am giving an access. It's not accepting, right? Okay. What is it? Anonymous access to this container is being blocked because anonymous access is disabled on a storage account. Okay. So how we can enable it? Okay, fine. Let's do this one. Then later we'll do it. So here you can see we have, if you click here, you have multiple options like properties, view, edit, rename, clone, downloads or change style, and generate SAS, and acquire lease or create a snapshot. You can create a snapshot, we can view the snapshot, view the versioning, or you can delete the file. So I will use as what I will do, I want to change the tire. Just if I go here and you can change the tire. So it's a hot, cool, cold, and RQ. So we have four types of storage tires. Okay, it's based upon your performance. I can access, copy the URL. So if I want to access the data from internet, I can access or not. I cannot access the data by because these are not allowed publicly. So that's the reason we cannot access that storage. Mm. So like this way, you can upload the data. Let's see, I can change the settings over here. Access policy, properties. Shows me the URL. Is this URL will be accessible from internet? Any idea? Yes or no? No, it's not accessible. Why? Because we have not allowed an public access to the storage. We have a storage access policy and enable blob storage policies. So as we discussed in our slide, so under the security, so it's a warm storage for policy based access. So you can create a policy whom need to access or who are not able to access here from access policies. Let us see under the containers. Okay, change container properties. change access level, you can go here and you can create the access level. We have a private, anonymous access for this container is being blocked because anonymous access is disabled on the storage account itself. Okay. So come to storage account. It's my storage, my demo lab, right? Security and networking. Let's see the access key. Let's see this option. Let's see. Created. They have created in my demo lab, right? Enabled encryption. Security options are there here. The client libraries from where you can use the deployment from for the storage account. So containers, storage group. What are the other options we can you can use in the new future? We can clone your data. It is creating a copy. Yes. So from here you can create a snapshot if you have any already, if you have already data or folder, create a snapshot. So you can clone, you can upload, or you can change, or you can copy and paste. You can copy that file and you can overwrite it. So you can do a lot of changes over here. Just like as a storage, just like as an S3 bucket, which we are using in our AWS. Here also we are using a Azure storage, Azure blob storage as a normal storage for my buckets. So we can also use to run the websites from here. So I will show you how we can create the websites and how we'll deploying using an Azure storage. Okay. Any doubts or any queries you have so that I can end up the session here? Your storage account in the Azure portal. Settings, configuration, account, key access, set block public access to enable. Okay. Here I have enabled this one. Let us see. Change the access level. Now let us see if I make this image. Yes. Container anonymous read access for the containers of the block. Thanks, Wahid, giving this information. Actually, from couple of days, I am a little bit disturbed due to my father health issue. Still, he is not stable now. He's no health is not good. He's not getting stable. See, can we access this container? Here, no. Okay, still facing some issue. Let me fix it out. Okay. End up the session here today. So for tomorrow class, I will update it. Okay. Or else we will have a class on Monday. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Please pray for him. He is what you can say. Uh, Due to an high blood sugar, it has been impacted on his brain, and he's means, talking some different words every day. He could not able to remember the things. Yeah. So a lot of things is happening with him. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So inshallah, yeah, we will meet. Yeah. Thanks. 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 Thanks everyone. Bye.